Hello everyone, myself Dr. Ravi Grady, and you guys are listening me on Purvanchala's online platform. As you know guys, this Purvanchala has provided you both online and face-to-face classes. If you are interested, so you can contact on the given number. As we are working education for all, so for every section of people, especially for rural background and economically weaker section of people, those even having a problem to buy a heavy costly courses, even we are providing you at very nominal fees here, and a part of this guys, face-to-face classes we are also providing at very nominal fees. So if you are interested, so this is the given number, those even going to display here in this video, you can contact it. So let us start guys. This is a science and technology lecture and lecture number 22. We are here right now for the discussion of nuclear energy. To start this nuclear energy guys, some basic concept is very important. To understand this entire part of discussion about concept of nuclear energy, what about the uses of nuclear energy, how many terminology even utilized for the nuclear energy. So that for the understanding of different entire concepts, broad perspective guys, some basic requirements. So here topic of discussion will be nuclear energy program of India. Okay, so main heading will be this, but here topic of discussion will be basics. Okay, so heading nuclear energy program of India. So heading is the nuclear energy development. Okay, nuclear energy development program of India. So nuclear energy development program of India. This is the main heading. So nuclear energy development program of India. And here in this heading guys, I will discuss with you about basic concepts. Okay, I will discuss with you about basics of nuclear energy. Okay, and for this understanding of basics, one of a chemistry chapter, only some part of that chemistry chapter I will discuss with you. This is called atomic structure. Okay, that is atomic structure. Fine. You tell me guys, in atomic structure, okay, yeah, overall in chemistry, if I ask you, what about chemistry unit? So in chemistry unit, what about the unit in chemistry? So according to Dalton was a chemistry scientist. He said element is the unit in chemistry. According to Dalton, this is the element. Later on many scientists said no, element is not the simplest form in chemistry. Less than have an electron, proton, neutron. Further it is proved no, fundamental particle, those are present electron, proton, neutron. So but you leave it guys, that discussion I will do under particle physics. Here I am telling you what about the basic unit of chemistry. So you remember this is the element. Okay everybody, fine. My question is guys, those elements present, how many elements are discovered now? So different sites, if you people will go on Google search engine, you will get maybe 121, 122. Okay, fine. I'm just telling you, suppose 112, 118 elements are discovered. Fine. So suppose 118 elements are discovered. Okay, my motive is not the number of elements. Number of element never be a UPSC question. Okay, it is not the standard of UPSC. I'm just telling you, just tell me how many elements are discovered. That's roughly around 118 around. Okay, roughly around 118. Okay, my question is here guys, in these 118 elements, every elements are available in nature? My question is, in these all elements, those are discovered, every elements are available in nature? So no guys, actually here I will tell you, those elements are discovered. Most of the elements are natural elements, but some of them are derived elements. Most of the elements are natural element, but some of the elements are derived element. Okay, what about the natural element? Natural element, those are available in nature. Even I can give you some example that I will use here in the case of nuclear energy as a nuclear fuel, like uranium, like thorium. Uranium and thorium, that element I will discuss here in the case of nuclear energy as a nuclear fuel. These are available in nature itself. So these are natural. But if I'll give you example of plutonium, plutonium means Pu. So plutonium not available in nature guys. Plutonium will come after burning of uranium. When uranium will utilize in a reactor for power generation, in their own waste have a plutonium. So plutonium not available in nature. Plutonium is derived from natural element uranium. So in that way, guys, I can tell you most of the elements are available in chemistry. Means in chemistry are natural, but some of them derived. As here in this entire discussion of nuclear energy, those nuclear fuel I will use. Here what will burn in nuclear energy, guys? Petrol, diesel, kerosene, CNG, PNG, LNG. No, here uranium, thorium, plutonium type of fuel will burn. But you should be very clear, uranium, thorium available in nature. Which country have a maximum uranium? You know, so Australia. Which country have a maximum thorium? India. Which country have a plutonium? No one have. Plutonium will come under the wastage of burning of uranium. This concept is clear? Okay, guys. My another point is, if you people see any element, you just take example of carbon. You just see example of carbon. Okay, what about the atomic number of carbon? It is 6. What about the atomic mass? It is 12. So what about the atomic number? This lower value is 6 and upper value is 12. I hope you people have seen in chemistry, every element have written like it. Left side, the lower value, it is the atomic number. Left side, lower value is what? This is atomic number. And right side, upper value is what? That is atomic mass. This is atomic mass. Yeah, you can call as a atomic weight, or you can call as a mass number. So many terms used for right hand side upper values. So what is the lower hand side? It is called atomic number. Right hand side upper value, atomic mass or atomic weight or mass number. How atomic number represent? Atomic number represent as a number of electron or number of proton. So atomic number represent as a number of electron or number of proton. But what about atomic mass or atomic weight or mass number? It represent as a sum of proton plus neutron. It represent as a sum of proton and neutron. So it means, guys, through the help of atomic number, you can identify what about the number of electron and proton. So what about the number of electron or proton? You can see as 6 and 6. And what about the atomic mass is represent P plus N. P already you got it, that is 6. So rest of N is equal to what? It will be 6. It means I can tell you 12 is equal to P plus N. 12 is equal to P plus N. P is equal to how much you got it from the lower value? It's a 6. It is the N, and total it is 6. So what about N? Rest of the value 6. So it means, guys, I can tell you with the help of atomic number and atomic mass, you can find out exactly what about the number of electron, proton and neutron within this element or atom. So those you can see here, guys. This our entire discussion, those I'm doing here, you will get in the 8th standard of book, 9th standard of book. So at 8th and 9th standard of book, okay, and okay, science book, these informations are written there. Actually, my question is here, guys. Where you got nitrogen? Okay, sorry, neutron. You people got neutron this side, guys. This side. This side means in atomic mass you got the presence of neutron. If I will ask you, I want to add one number of neutron. My question is, if I want to ask you, I want to add single number of neutron. So if I will add one neutron, so what about the changes happen here? In this carbon, atomic number increase, atomic mass increase. You should be clear, guys, atomic mass increase. Because in this atomic mass have a presence of neutron. Okay, so if I will add a number of neutron, so this carbon will become as a carbon 613. Because I will do somewhere this type of discussion under the discussion of nuclear energy, when I'll go in detail. Okay, and now you people will very clear, when we people do the changes of number of neutron, atomic mass will vary. If I add the number of neutron, so the carbon 612 become carbon 613. And now you people very clear how it will be there, because neutron is toward the atomic mass. And you know, guys, those elements have a same atomic number but different atomic mass. In chemistry, these are called as the isotopes. In chemistry, these are called as the isotopes. So how to describe isotopes? Isotopes have same atomic number but different atomic mass. And here I will tell you, guys, the property of this carbon 612 and property of this carbon 613, both are different. It means if number of neutron change, property of element will vary. Both are carbon but different isotopes of carbon. Even one more isotope of carbon, those are very, very popular for the state PCS examination, that is carbon 614. Carbon 614. This carbon 614 present in every living organism. Okay, and with the help of amount of carbon 614, we will identify, guys, about what? Fossils life. Even geological time scale that you people do the study in geography book and CRT book, that geological time scale is formed on the basis of what? Carbon 614 isotopes. So in that way I can tell you, and further I will tell you what happened. This carbon 613 or 612 becomes 614 by changing the number of neutrons. But carbon 614 naturally available in every living organisms, and they have certain half-life period. And on the behalf of, with the help of carbon 614 or its half-life period, we can find out the life of any fossils. Okay, actually why I am discussing you about isotopes here. In this nuclear fuel, I will use many isotopes. So this is the reason before going to start the nuclear energy, I must have to introduce here what? Isotopes. Which isotopes? See guys, those uranium fuel here I will use as a source of energy. In this uranium fuel, I will use uranium 92, 238, uranium 92, 235, uranium 92, 234, uranium 92, 233. In that way, what you will get it, guys, uranium have a many isotopes. Similarly, plutonium 239. Similarly, plutonium 240. What you got? Plutonium have further different isotopes. Oh, upper value change, but lower value is still same. Okay, and see guys, one thing, every uranium have a different properties. Similarly, different isotopes of plutonium have a different properties, and these all entire properties are discussion I will do here, guys. You just wait. And now you people very clear what is different isotopes, different properties. This concept is clear. Okay, okay guys. One thing more, guys, if I'll ask you, yeah, I'll tell you, you know, atomic number is the identity of every element in chemistry. Do you know? Atomic number, mean this left side lower value. Atomic number is the identity of every element in chemistry. If I'll ask you guys, which is the sixth element in chemistry? Definitely you will tell me that is carbon. Carbon is the sixth element in chemistry. Yes or no? Yes, because its atomic number is 6. Similarly, if I'll ask you which is the first element in chemistry, so everybody know this is hydrogen. Which is the second element in chemistry? This is helium. Which is the third element in chemistry? This is lithium. Which is the fourth element in chemistry? Beryllium. Which is the fifth element in chemistry? Boron. Which is the sixth element in chemistry? Carbon. UPSC or any state PCS will never ask you elements and its atomic number. So don't tell me 7 nitrogen, 8 is this, 9 is this, 10 is this. No, not required. You just listen some concept actually. Slowly, gradually, you will reach somewhere atomic number 82. Then you will reach somewhere atomic number 83. And then finally, those elements you are telling me that is a 118th element. If I ask you guys which element is the 82nd element, don't try to check periodic table. As conceptually you people tell me those elements atomic number 82, this is the 82nd element. For UPSC again I am telling you elements, its atomic number, periodic table positions, ionization potential, electron affinity not required. So why you are going to mug up the elements and that's atomic number? You just make a concept. 82nd element, those atoms atomic number 82nd. 83rd element, those atoms or elements have atomic number 83. 118 element, those elements atomic number 118 element. In that way guys, in that way elements. Okay, fine. Actually after 82 I just to mark here. Why I mark? There are some reason. After 82nd atomic number, those elements come. Most of the elements have radioactivity. This is a very specific property. Which property they have? They have a radioactivity. And due to presence of radioactivity, this property, these elements are called as radioactive element. These elements are called as radioactive elements. So these elements are called as radioactive elements. In chemistry, how these radioactive element describe? Radioactive element means these are unstable element. Radioactive element means these are unstable elements. Unstable element means they are a very powerful element. In that way, you try to remember. You can connect it. Unstable element means just like a mad person in our society. He is unstable or unstable? Unstable, guys. Very reactive, very dangerous. This is the reason the mad person should not be in free form. Mad person should never be in free form. You will get the mad person in your surroundings? No. Mad person will have some place where the mad person will be there, guys. Mad persons are not allowed to free in our society and in our surroundings on roadside. They will be very dangerous. Similarly, those radioactive elements we are using, actually in nuclear energy, those fuel we people are using, which fuel we are using? Uranium as a fuel we are using, thorium as a fuel we are using, plutonium as a fuel we are using. These uranium, thorium, plutonium, all have more than 82 atomic number. More than 82 atomic number means, it means they all are the radioactive elements. They have a radioactive property. It means they all are unstable elements. And this is the reason in nuclear energy, these uranium, thorium, plutonium as an unstable elements, we are utilizing as a source for energy generation. But I will tell you one thing, guys. One thing you should be clear, after 82 atomic number, every elements are radioactive? No, most of the elements. Before 83 atomic number, few elements. In that way you remember, guys. Don't be biased. Okay, one thing more, guys. Those radioactive elements like uranium, thorium available, they are not in the free form, I told you. So where in that country uranium available, in that country thorium available, okay, that is not in the free form. Plutonium not available in nature, everybody know. In this beginning, I told you plutonium is the derived element. So uranium present in the nature in the form of pitch blende. Those thorium available in nature, this is present in monazite soil. So if you want to use uranium, guys, so you will separate uranium from pitch blende, and later on you will utilize this uranium as a source of energy. If you want to use thorium, so you will separate thorium from monazite soil, and later on you will utilize the thorium as a source of energy, because in the nature uranium not in the free form, uranium in pitch blende. In the nature thorium not in the free form, thorium present inside the monazite. Even those uranium you people purchase from other country, one of the very specific name is used for that uranium, that is called yellow cake. Yellow cake for state level of paper, okay, not for UPSC. Yeah, anywhere in your question, if yellow cake type of terms are written there, to remember this is that uranium which you people purchase from other countries, that is called as a yellow cake. The yellow cake term is used for uranium that we import from other countries, purchase from the other countries. So this is some of the concept here, guys. Okay, so uranium, thorium, plutonium, those elements we are using here as a source of energy, they are the radioactive element, they have a very good energy, guys. And that's why these are the fuel in nuclear energy. Okay, these are the fuel in the case of nuclear energy. One thing more, guys. You just tell me, guys, something is written here. You see, one atomic number, if I ask you have how many number of electron? So everybody know atomic number represent number of electron and number of proton. It means one atomic number means one electron. Two atomic number means how many electron? 2 electron. 3 atomic number means how many electron? 3 electron. 4 atomic number means how many electron? 4 electron. 5 atomic number means how many electron? 5 electron. 6 atomic number means how many number of electron? 6 electron. So in that way I can tell you, after 82 atomic number, like uranium, thorium or plutonium, I can tell you they have more than 82 number of electrons. It means these are those elements where number of electrons are very high. They are more than 82. As just like I will tell you, uranium atomic number 92. If uranium atomic number 92, it means in the case of uranium, number of electron 92. See guys, at school level, okay, in school level, our teacher taught us. What taught us? That if number of electron increases, size of atom increases. Do you remember? If number of electron increases, size of atom increases. I will show you that picture, guys, that our teacher taught us in the school level. Okay, our teacher told us, guys, this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus. What are inside the nucleus? Nucleus have a proton and neutron. What are inside the nucleus? Nucleus have a proton and neutron, and nucleus is positively charged. Everybody know. This is the first orbit. This is the first orbit. That is called K. And how many number of electron in the first orbit? 2 electron. This is the first electron. This is the second electron. 2 electrons are there. This is the second orbit. This is the second orbit. This is the second orbit. How many number of electron in the second orbit? Then our teacher taught us maximum 8. Maximum number of electron, those are here, maximum 8. Then L. Then there is a next orbit, M. Further this M have a number of electrons. Then have a next N. Further have a N have a number of electrons. So I'm just telling you guys what you people can see here. You people can see here guys, when the number of electron is going to increase, what about the size of atom? Size of atom is going to increase. When the number of electron is going to increase, size of atom is going to increase. I'm telling you, those elements have more than 82 elements. Are overall radioactive element like uranium, thorium and plutonium. They have a more number of electrons. And due to more number of electrons, their atom size are bigger. So this is the reason in nuclear energy, uranium, thorium, plutonium are called large size of atom in chemistry. Why large size of atom? Because they have a more number of electrons, and due to more number of electrons, they have a good number of orbits. Okay, so they are large size of particle, yeah, large size of elements. So now here in this conclusion, I can tell you uranium, thorium and plutoniums are large size of elements. Yeah, large size of atom. They have a good, yeah, big atomic structure. Okay, fine. Now, see here. One concept is required here, that is called nuclear fission. This is called nuclear fission. Okay, I have given you a background for the discussion of nuclear fission. And one more simultaneously, parallelly, one more topic I will discuss with you. This is called nuclear fusion. So one is nuclear fission and second is nuclear fusion. How to describe nuclear fission and nuclear fusion? Very simple logic, guys. Nuclear fission is what? Breakdown of large size of atoms or elements. Breakdown of large size of atoms or element into small size of atoms or elements. Small size of atoms or element. So breakdown of large size of atoms or element into small size of atoms or animal. In this case, guys, have a heat or energy generation. Have a heat or energy generation. And this heat or energy generation happen due to process of nuclear fission. This is called fission energy. This heat or energy is called as what? Fission energy. So how to describe nuclear fission? Nuclear fission means large size of atoms or elements even break into small size of atoms or elements. Yeah, nuclei. You can also call as nuclei. Yeah, nuclei. Better is you don't use the element. Okay, atoms and nuclei is the perfect term. So atoms are nuclei. Atoms are nuclei. Atoms are nuclei. Because good size of atom, so good size of atom means good size of nucleus. So when a large size of atom or nuclei break into a small size of atom or nuclei and further heat or energy generation happen, this is called fission energy. Okay, this is called fission energy. And see guys, even better I will write you equation of nuclear fission. That is very, very important. Suppose this is uranium, atomic number 92. This is uranium, atomic number 92. It break in the presence of neutron. It break in the presence of neutron. Then what happened, guys? Have a barium formation, atomic number 56. Have a krypton formation, atomic number 36. Plus 3 neutron and plus heat or energy. And plus heat or energy. Uranium 92 break in the presence of neutron from barium and krypton 56 and 36. 3 neutron generate and heat or energy generate. This is what? This is nuclear fission, heat or energy. Because 92 atomic number, big size of atom, break into 56, 36, small size of atomic number. So finally breakdown of larger into smaller size, and those heat or energy generate. This entire mechanism is nuclear fission reaction. So this energy or heat is called nuclear fission heat or nuclear fission energy. I will give you example. Example of nuclear fission based heat or energy. See one thing guys, atom bomb. Atom bomb. Atom bomb is a part of what? Is an example of nuclear fission. And one more example I will tell you, that discussion I will do in the next class. That is called Nuclear Energy Development Program of India. This is Nuclear Energy Development Program. Nuclear Energy Development Program of India. So India's nuclear energy program, if I ask you, anywhere your UPSC and state PCS examiner ask you, it is based on, so you say nuclear fission. Yeah, among these example of nuclear fission, so you say atom bomb and nuclear energy program of India, both are based on nuclear fission, both to 1 and 2 statement, right? Parallelly you come, what is nuclear fusion? As here you got it guys, the large size of atom or nuclei break into a small size of atom or nuclei and heat generation happen. This is called what? Nuclear fission. What will come in nuclear fusion? Small size of nuclei or atom fuse and form a large size of nuclei or atom. Vice versa. Here the large size break into a small size. What happens when the small size fuse and form the large size of the atom? This is called nuclear fusion. So it's a vice versa feature of nuclear fusion. How you can write? Small size of nuclei. Small size of nuclei or atom fuse together and form a large size of atom or nucleus. And form a large size of atom or nucleus. In this cases guys, in this case further have a heat or energy generation. Further have a heat or energy generation. And this heat or energy is what? That is nuclear fusion heat or nuclear fusion energy. Small size of nuclei or atom fuse and form a large size of atom or nuclei and heat or energy generate. So that is what? That is a fusion energy. What about the example of nuclear fusion energy? I can tell you, see equation first. And I will tell you guys, equation you always remember, it is very, very important. Even in this nuclear fission equation have a 3 to 4 question guys. In the next video, I will discuss with you where have I importance of the neutrons. What about this importance of the heat or energy? Here UPSC asks questions. State PCS asks question guys. Okay. So 1s2 plus 1s2, see equation. And form 2He4 and form 2He4 plus heat or energy. Plus heat or energy. Small is small. See atomic number 1, atomic number 1. 1 atomic number fuse, 2 atomic number base atom form. The small fuse form a large number. And here those heat or energy generate. This is called nuclear fusion heat or nuclear fusion energy. This is nuclear fusion heat or nuclear fusion energy. What about example? Example you come here guys. Hydrogen bomb. Example you come here. Hydrogen bomb. Example you come here. Solar energy. Solar energy, hydrogen bomb, solar energy. And even one more example I will tell you guys, where UPSC has 3 time questions, 2 times prelims and 1 time mains. That is called artificial sun experiment. This is called as artificial sun experiment. Artificial sun experiment, technically it is called as a ITER reactor. This is called International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. In coming discussion, I will discuss with you guys about ITER. ITER is what? International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. This is a kind of fusion reactor. That discussion I will do. Okay, where we people are going to perform artificial sun heat based experiment. Okay, because sun have a natural heat. And the natural heat, those reaction happen in the sun guys. It is a nuclear fusion reaction. That's why the sunlight heat is coming towards the earth. And that type of experiment we are going to perform. We have planning to perform it under this reactor. And this reactor is popular artificial sun experiment, because here artificial experiment we are going to perform, those happen naturally inside the sun. Means nuclear fusion equations. 3 question. on artificial sun experiment. Solar energy is the example of nuclear fusion. Many times state PCS question. The state PCS is a fact and UPSC is a mostly concept. And both you can find here guys in this discussion. What type of discussion you can see here? Both. Okay, you see this entire discussion on board guys. All equations, all concepts. Because to reach on the advanced level of discussion, these concepts should be very clear. Okay, even equation. This hydrogen is what? This is, this is one of the isotope of hydrogen. Hydrogen have 3 isotope. I hope you people know. 1H1, 1H2, 1H3, protium, deuterium, tritium. Which isotope of hydrogen we people use here in nuclear fusion? 1H2 plus 1H2 form 2He4. So 1H2 plus 1H2 is equal to form 2He4. Even 1H2 plus 1H3 still it is a nuclear fusion, but only one reaction you remember, 1H2 plus 1H2, it is enough. Don't go on 1H1 plus 1H3. Yeah, 1H2 plus 1H3, not required. Only this one is very simple, it is enough. Okay, UPSC will not ask you different equations of nuclear fusion. You are GS student, so only you remember one equation, that will be enough, 1H2 plus 1H2. Deuterium, fusion. Okay, fine. Now we will go into some more discussion, some more comparison of nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. See here guys, what about some more differences between fission and fusion? Equations, examples you have seen. See some other differences between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. So example of nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. See guys, what will come in the case of nuclear fission? See, in the case of nuclear fission, here in this both two comparison, if you see, both sides have a heat formation, energy generation. But if you compare in these two, where have a more heat and less heat, so in that case you will get guys, nuclear fission have less heat or energy in comparison to nuclear fusion. And what about nuclear fusion? Nuclear fusion have more heat or energy in comparison to nuclear fission. The first difference. So if I ask you in which case nuclear fission and nuclear fusion, in which case have a more heat or energy produced? So of course the answer is what? Nuclear fusion. One thing more guys. Nuclear fission, where uranium, thorium, plutonium type of fuel burn. Okay, in this case have a formation of nuclear waste. In this case have formation of nuclear waste. And that's why reprocessing plant is required. The reason, nuclear waste still have a lot of radioactive elements. And this is the reason we people cannot dump this nuclear waste anywhere guys at the open site. So this is the reason nuclear waste should go in reprocessing plant for its recycling. So it means there are some limitations, some problem with the nuclear fusion. What? Nuclear waste generate which have a radiation, those have a radioactive elements. But what about nuclear fission? Nuclear fission have no nuclear waste, have no nuclear waste, have no nuclear waste. In this case have a no nuclear waste. Nuclear fusion have no nuclear waste. So fission have a nuclear waste and fusion have a no nuclear waste. So in that way I can tell you nuclear fusion is safe in this aspect. Reason have a no radiations. So in these both two aspect, what you got? In these both 2 points, definitely you will conclude here that nuclear fusion you will get, it is better than nuclear fission. But see guys, nuclear fusion have a one problem, and which is a great problem with the nuclear fusion. This is the reason everybody afraid with this nuclear fusion experiment. And see, this is what is the limitation? What is the main limitation with the nuclear fusion? Nuclear fusion is an uncontrolled reaction. Uncontrolled reaction means if it will start guys, if nuclear fusion start once, so it is not possible to control guys. If nuclear fusion start once, so it is not easy to control. As I can tell you guys, inside the solar radiation or sunlight, it is an uncontrolled reaction. Now those sunlight based reactions started guys, now it will never stop. And after every next step, those heat generation and energy generation happen. That is many times, many fold increase in the earlier heat formation. So this is the reason nuclear fusion is very dangerous. If once it will start and infinite heat or energy produced, so nobody will survive on Earth. That artificial sun experiment, we have a planning to start it. But don't worry guys, those reaction, yeah, those research with the help of 7 countries will start in the coming future. Okay, there have a lot of benefit also. So what is the limitation? What will be the benefit? That discussion I will do under artificial sun experiment. That's why it will start in very soon guys. That year and all I will discuss with you. Okay, in Cadric. Cadric is the location where we will set up artificial sun experiment. Yeah, overall ITER reactor. And Cadric is where? Cadric is a location. It is situated in South France. And it was UPSC questions. Location 2007. Okay, where ITER reactor we are going to set up. Yeah, artificial sun experiment we will perform. So Cadric is a place in South France. That discussion I will do under artificial sun experiment, not here. But you people got it. What about the negative with the nuclear fusion? It is an uncontrolled reaction. If once it starts, so not easy to control. But nuclear fission can controlled easily. In this comparison, not easy to control, but can controlled easily. So we can control easily, you know, in comparison of this. So nuclear fission is not very dangerous, but nuclear fusion you got, it is very, very dangerous. So it is not dangerous, but this is very, very dangerous. Okay. Now, so the entire discussion over guys, and you remember this is a good question for your prelims paper also. UPSC can give you whether nuclear fusion is better than nuclear fission. So now you have a point whether nuclear fusion is better with the nuclear fission. And what about the limitation over nuclear fusion? That third point is still is clear. Okay, over nuclear fission. So that plus minus of fission fusion both clear here. So now the next heading is India's nuclear energy program. Nuclear energy development program of India. See guys, one thing I will tell you. Those nuclear energy program we are going to start even in this entire discussion. Still here there is 2 types of mechanism we can adopt according to requirement. One, reaction should be controlled, reaction should be uncontrolled. So actually that nuclear program discussion, it can be of controlled, not controlled. There are 2 purposes of this nuclear energy I will explain you. One controlled and one not controlled. If nuclear energy means burning of uranium or thorium or plutonium, it will be under controlled manner. So heat generation that we want, it will be under limits. Okay, so controlled nuclear power generation means what? Controlled level of heat or energy generation. That you can see in the case of power generation. That you can see in the case of power generation. If you want power generation, yeah, electricity generation by burning of uranium, so that reaction should be controlled. That reaction should be controlled. But what about not control? Okay, if you want to drop atom bomb, so why you will control this reaction? You want destruction, so reaction should be uncontrolled. I hope this meaning you clear. Huh? Those reaction where uranium is going to burn. Actually, uranium used for both 2 purposes. One, power generation, second for atom bomb. But in both 2, procedure is different. In the case of power generation, breakdown of uranium should be under control manner. Neither those people are working inside the reactor, yeah, outside of the reactor, they will come under the effect of heat and radiations, they will die. Those reactor where uranium burn guys, okay, that should be under control manner. Okay, but in the case of atom bomb, here purpose is destruction. So why you will control this entire reaction? So that is the reason nuclear energy program, if controlled, so power generation, not control, it is for atom bomb formation. I hope you can clear guys. Another point. Actually, those nuclear energy development program of India, we are going to do here the study guys. This program was made up by Homi Jahangir, Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha. Who made India's nuclear energy development program? Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha. So Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha made India's nuclear energy program, that was 3 stages nuclear energy development program. So 3 stages Nuclear Energy Development Program was made up by Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha. Okay, now see guys, first is what is in the first is fuel, moderator, coolant, reactor. You just see here the list of fuel, moderator, coolant and reactor. So Homi Jahangir Bhabha made India's nuclear energy program under 3 stages nuclear energy development program. Those are based on nuclear fission that you have seen in the previous discussion. Okay, fine. Second stage. In second stage, what will come? Fuel, moderator, coolant and reactor. Fuel, moderator, coolant and reactor. Similarly, third stage. What will come in third stage? Fuel, moderator, coolant and reactor. Fuel, moderator, coolant and reactor. So first stage, second stage and third stage. Now come. Which fuel burn in the first stage? Uranium burn. Uranium burn. Which fuel burn in the second stage? Plutonium burn. Which will burn in the third stage? Thorium burn. But it's not like that directly uranium burn. Actually, there are some specific isotope of uranium burn. That discussion I will do in next video. Some isotope of plutonium burn. It's not generally plutonium burn. Problem, limit knowledge. Not thorium burn directly. But here you try to understand. Here uranium, here plutonium, here thorium. But have some changes. Whenever I will go into the next video, lecture number 23. Then I will discuss you in detail which isotope of uranium, which isotope of plutonium for electricity, for atom bomb, and what about thorium? Yeah, something derived product from thorium. So something derived product from thorium. You wait. Moderator and coolants that we are using. It's a D2O. D2O is called as a heavy water. Even heavy water have some positive and even also have some negatives. Here heavy water discussion will be only regarding nuclear energy. But heavy water have many other alternative uses. Wait. Which reactor even using under first is PHWR? PHWR means pressurized heavy water reactor. Pressurized heavy water reactor. Pressurized heavy water reactor. Okay, so which fuel burn? Uranium. Which moderator coolant use? D2O. Which reactor burn? PHWR. What about in the second stage? In the second stage, moderator rarely use. Yeah, you can say mostly not use. Moderator rarely used, mostly not used. Coolant those we are using is the liquid sodium. Sodium symbol is Na. So which coolant we are using? That is liquid sodium. Reactor, actually here I will tell you only breeder reactor. In detailed discussion I will tell you there are 2 types of breeder reactor. That is a fast breeder reactor and thermal breeder reactor. But here better you remember the name as a breeder reactor, that is enough. Which moderator and coolant we are using here? I will explain with you in detail guys. Heavy water D2O and light water. Moderator and as a light water means what? Heavy water, so it is what? Deuterium oxide. Heavy water is very popular. Deuterium oxide. Deuterium is one of the isotope, hydrogen isotopes. What is the light water? Light water is demineralized water. Light water is demineralized water. Demineralized water, water from that mineral element remove. Water from that mineral element remove. That is called demineralized water. Okay, so this is the light. Those water we people are taking as a drinking water have a presence of mineral elements. But light water means mineral is not there. Demineralized water. What about reactor? Which reactor we are using? Reactor. Which reactor we are using? This is breeder reactor. This is breeder reactor. This is breeder reactor. And see, breeder reactors, I told you guys, I will discuss in detail 2 types of breeder reactor. Here, somewhere you can guess a AHWR, Advanced Heavy Water Reactor. So every discussion I will do in detail. Even in UPSC, 11 onwards, that is a new pattern, guys. 2011 onwards, that I prefer to everyone, guys. UPSC asks, what is the use of heavy water in a nuclear reactor? UPSC asks, how thorium is better than uranium fuel? How thorium is better than uranium fuel? 2017 mains paper, how fast breeder reactor is important in reference of India, mains question paper. In that way, UPSC asks question, guys. Okay, nuclear energy have positives, nuclear energy have negatives. Even some more concept of nuclear winters, some more concept of nuclear medicines that's still required here in this discussion. Okay, so that entire discussion I will do in coming videos. So today, only the name of stages, and the next lecture 23 detail of this. So first we'll go into the discussion of fuel. You give a heading fuel, so different fuel will discussion. Okay, uranium have a 6 isotopes of uranium in the nature, uranium 238, 235, 234. Okay, that's type. And then plutonium have a 239, plutonium 240. Those thorium we are using, it's not thorium, it's thorium derived uranium 233. Okay, and in third stage, actually thorium derived uranium 233 we are using. So that in the next discussion. Even one more discussion that I'm expecting for the coming year paper, importance of control rods, or you can call as an absorbent rod, boron and cadmium made rod. Okay, so that discussion is required. Now concept part will come, factual part you can see here, guys. And in this graphite, okay, and D2Os, many moderators you can use. So that discussion I will do in the next video. So thank everybody. Here I will stop and meet you soon in the next video number 23. If any kind of help you want it, so you can contact on the given number, those display here below in this video. So thank everybody. Take care of yourself. Have a good day. Bye.